And this week, I just want to start things off by saying that I love Pikachu. I know it may sound cliched, but not only is Pikachu my favorite Pokemon, but Pikachu is my favorite thing to ever come out of the Pokemon franchise. He is awesome, he is adorable, and he can be quite powerful. And keep in mind, this is from someone who is a huge Pokemon fan. I remember as a kid that for many years I would watch the Pokemon series, and I would still play the Pokemon games to this day, and sometimes I would take it seriously. Like, to the point of training Pokemon, making sure that they would get the right EVs and IVs, researching websites like Cerebi.net and Smoggin to make sure that they would have the right moveset and they would have the right stats and all that kind of stuff. Make sure I would craft the perfect Pokemon to have it go ready and to go in battle, like in the battle tree, or to go into the Elite Four to train to go and train some more. So yeah, with all that said, I just want to say that I really love Pikachu. However, I know that there is a recent thing about Pikachu that really freaked people out. It's in the recent movie that pretty much reenacted the prequel of the first episode of Pokemon, and then there was a really weird moment where Pikachu actually talks. But I think people would be a lot more deserving nowadays if Pikachu would end up looking at Ash and he would tell him, "Ash, we should be a team together. But first, I need to ask you this important question. Where is Francis?" And that's where we are today. Ryan Reynolds, the man that we all know and love as Deadpool, has signed on to play as Pikachu in the live-action Pokemon movie Detective Pikachu. Now, we don't really know too much about this, but what we do know, at least among the cast, is that Ryan Reynolds is going to be joining Justice Smith, who will be appearing later in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Catherine Newton of Big Little Lies. In fact, in my source here in The Hollywood Reporter, we even have a little bit of a taste of what the story will be. And it said right over here, the story is kicked into gear when Smith's character's father is kidnapped, forcing the team to team up with Pikachu in order to find him. Newton will play a sassy journalist who helps them on their quest. And on top of that, not only is Ryan Reynolds gonna play Pikachu, not only is he gonna voice him, but also apparently he will be doing motion capture for the character. And to describe Detective Pikachu, he ain't gonna be like the same Pikachu that's been Ash's partner for 20 years. It says here that Pikachu is a species of Pokemon, while Detective Pikachu is the character. While Detective Pikachu, the character, is a peculiar form of Pikachu, set a self-styled investigator who is good at finding things. So, with all that said, considering that now we got Ryan Reynolds playing Pikachu, both voicing and doing motion capture of him, it's something that really weirded people out. Like, when they see this, they feel a little bit confused, and it brings up a lot of questions. But for me, honestly, when I first saw this news, yeah, I was pretty confused. I was pretty surprised. But the only thing I could do is just say, okay! Like, that's all I could say, is just, okay, let's do this! Because here's the thing. If you think about having Ryan Reynolds playing as Detective Pikachu, does it seem confusing? Yes. Is it weird? Yes. Does it work? Most likely. And it's that last part right over here that I feel like maybe it's best that we don't ask questions and we should just let it go with the flow. Because in recent years, of course, we've seen Ryan Reynolds do a fantastic job in acting, especially with Deadpool. Now, I'm not saying that the Merc with the mouth is gonna be in Pikachu's body. Like, we're just gonna see Pikachu making a lot of wise talking and quick quips and all that kind of stuff. Like, it is possible that Detective Pikachu is going to be an entirely different character. But with someone like Ryan Reynolds, whom we trust as an actor and has presented a lot of great acting capabilities, I'm sure he can actually do quite a good job with Detective Pikachu. And it's kind of interesting as well, because when this news popped up, it did actually remind me of the days when people were protesting to have Danny DeVito play as Pikachu. I remember when, I think this project in general, or I think like when Detective Pikachu, like the whole concept of it, and when the Japanese game was released, people were demanding to have Danny DeVito to play as Pikachu. Like, just have like a Phil type of character onto this talking Pikachu, where you're just gonna see him walking around going, "I'm a Pikachu, Pika Pika. Come on, kid, you ain't no Ash, but let's go solve a mystery." You know, like I said before, just be like Phil from Hercules, but in a Pikachu's body. But now that we have Deadpool playing as Pikachu, I think it does open up a lot of new doors, and maybe we could see some strong possibilities with what this movie can be. And you know, the interesting thing is that I've seen a lot of people reposting some fan art where we would see Pikachu dressed up as, not as Francis, but as Deadpool. And it's kind of funny because nowadays, it pretty much has a whole new meaning. Now, people are pretty much going to see, well, maybe that's not the case, but technically it is Deadpool in Pikachu's body. Now, rather if we're going to see that being referenced in Deadpool 2 or anything like that, that remains to be seen, but that would actually be quite hilarious. But I will say, in terms of the movie itself, well, honestly, for me, I would be a bit cautiously optimistic on that one. Not because of the actors, I'm sure they can do a great job, but mostly regarding the crew. And we only know the two writers and the director that's going to be working on this. On one hand, it's going to be directed by Rob Letterman, who recently directed Goosebumps. And with Goosebumps, that really is a major mixed bag with the two extremes. When the movie can be good, it can be awesome. It can be a lot of fun to watch. It can be great. But when there are times when the movie is bad, it is unbearable. It feels like there is a reason why it has that Sony Pictures Animation logo on that film, and that is because there are some things here that are absolutely terrible, like the characters are unbearable to watch, and the story is so poorly written. So, with Goosebumps, it is a mixed bag, and I am a little bit worried that Rob Letterman might deliver a mixed bag. But then again, I definitely trust the writers over here, because the two people that wrote the script for this are Guardians of the Galaxy's Nicole Perlman and Gravity Falls creator Alex Hirsch, which I think on social media, Alex did reveal that he is quite a Pokemon fan, so maybe he could put some elements that would honor the Pokemon world. So this is why I am a bit cautiously optimistic. I'm not saying that I'm fully hyping myself, I'm not fully hyping myself up on this, but honestly, I do see a lot more promises than failures for what Detective Pikachu could be. So we'll just have to wait and see, but so far, it sounds crazy, but hopefully this will be the crazy that we can all enjoy. This will be the craziness that's going to be great. That's going to deliver a fun movie, especially with having Ryan Reynolds as a talking Detective Pikachu. We're going to be in for a crazy movie. So, as of right now, we don't necessarily have a release date for this movie, but it is said that apparently the movie will start filming, or yeah, it is going to be starting its filming production in mid-January in London.